have a few thoughts, quotes floating through my head right now. See if I could bring them together into kind of a coherent video message takeaway. One was by Benjamin Franklin, I believe, and I don't have it in front of me, so apologies. But it was, I believe it was, to be proud of virtue is to poison yourself with the antidote, which is a quote that really, really resonates with me because I mean, the articulation of it I think is beautiful. It's one of the beautiful things about, poets or people that are just really good with their words, their ability in such a concise way to articulate such an important and profound point. And in that case, it's something that I think about and struggle with so much, right? At the root level, I think I want to be a good person because you should be a good person. That's what you should strive for. It's the right thing to do. But at the same time, I want to congratulate myself for it. I want it to be recognized. I want other people to know I'm a good person. I make these videos. I put things on social media. And I can't get away from this kind of dilemma or paradox almost that, like, if I'm being a good person, why do I need to be recognized for it? Why do I need to put it out there? Why do I need to feel so good about the things that I'm doing? And I think he's hitting it on the head. I mean, it's almost counter to exactly what it is. The way I've often said it is, once you do that, once you become proud of it, once you lose your humility, once you think you're a master and you're going to school other people or judge other people because you've become enlightened, you've lost it. That's proof that you don't have it. That's proof that you aren't virtuous. That's proof that you're not enlightened, because somebody that was wouldn't act in that way. And it's really a tricky thing about it, because it almost makes it feel like, well, what's the point of getting there if there's nothing you can do with it? So that's one quote. The second quote is from Tolstoy, and the gist of that quote was, everybody talks about changing the world, but nobody talks about changing themselves. And that one also resonates with me very strongly, because again, I feel that. And it connects right to that last point of being virtuous and thinking, well, I need to put it out. I need to change the world. I need to help teach kids how to think. I need to make the world a better place. I need to fix the political system. I need to, whatever it is, whatever the thing is that I think, other people think they need to be doing to improve the world. And inherent in that view, I can't get away from the idea that there's an arrogance to that. There's a lack of humility to that. It's getting to the core of what Benjamin Franklin was saying. If you found this virtue to where you think you have some unique ability to help the world, the idea that you feel the need to do that you feel the need to put it out there, that's your main focus. Within that, again, is almost this underlying assumption that you're better than others, that you've got something they don't have. And maybe you do, but to Benjamin Franklin's point, as soon as you get too proud of that or feel too good about that, well, then you've lost it. You no longer have it. And to me, that is the struggle of the virtuous person, the struggle of the quote unquote good person. It's figuring out how to be good just for the sake of being good. Not to be proud of it, not to brag about it, not to go out and say you're going to change the world and impact the world. Not that it's a bad thing to try and help change the world, but it depends on what your motivation is. If your motivation is, well, I want to change the world because I want to be known as the person that changed the world, or I want the recognition that comes with that, or I want the feeling of knowing that I have this power, this ability to impact so many people. It's complex, right? It's gray, it's nuanced. There's good in that. There is good in that. But there's also risk in that. And somebody might say, like, well, what's the problem? Well, the problem is, look throughout history of all the bad things that have happened in the world. Sure, there's some people that appear to be pure evil, and we can even debate that. But I would argue majority of the people that have even done bad things in the world, it's because they think they figured it out. They think they're helping to save the world. They think they've become virtuous and enlightened and special and unique in some way to such an extent, and they've become so proud of it that they steamroll ahead with what they want to do and the changes they want to make, because that's what it's about. And that's at the root of a lot of our problems. And the antidote, to Benjamin Franklin's point, is to actually be virtuous, to actually be able to recognize the flaws still in yourself, to not trust yourself that deeply, to not be that proud of yourself, no matter how good you think you are, no matter how much progress you think you've made, how enlightened you think you are, to always recognize that there's flaws there, that there's issues, there's blind spots. To never let yourself get that confident in yourself that you can do that damage. Even if you're telling yourself a story that you're changing the world and you're such a virtuous person. And that is really hard to execute, but even theoretically to wrap your head around. As I say it, my mind is doing twists of like, wait, what exactly are you saying? Because it's almost counterintuitive. It almost seems like it's two things that don't go together, but they do. And that's the trick. That's the magic sauce to this in my mind. It's that ability to walk that line and balance between becoming virtuous, understanding what it means to be better, progressing yourself, seeing that progress, taking the steps forward, knowing you're improving, but never letting yourself get to that level where you become too proud of it. Always stopping yourself short of that, questioning, finding those blind spots, and walking that line and balancing it in such a way where you actually can make a difference that will make the world a better place. Even if, right, and this is specific for me, very relevant, even if the difference you're meant to make, that impact you're meant to make, to Tolstoy's point, isn't to change the world as a whole. Maybe it's just to improve yourself. Maybe it's to improve the life of one person in your life or your family or something along those lines. Figuring out what that actual thing is. Free of ego, free of arrogance, free of all that, but just because it's the right thing to do.